Good evening, listeners. I'm Byron Bertram.
And I'm Ivan Penaluna.
And on today's episode,
Abused Britain stabs her pimp.
Oh, you guys like to tell jokes and giggle and kid around, huh? Giggling like a bunch of young broads in a schoolyard. Well, let me tell a joke.
I wanted this to be professional.
I don't gotta listen to this shit.
You certainly don't, pal. Because the good news is... Awesome!
With Byron Bertram and Ivan Penaluna.
Okay, so this is the story this week, ladies and gentlemen. It is the only story of the week, and that is that Britain has voted to leave Europe.
I know what everybody voted for Iceland to beat them. That's terrible. Like the FA should be ashamed. Fuck the English national team. I'm sick of fucking rooting for them.
You know what? It's not even about football. Football doesn't even register. It's like the football this week, as humiliating and depressingly abusive as it was, didn't even register. It's like a tiny little blip. This is much bigger. This is much, much bigger. I don't give a fuck about the football. I don't care. This is so much bigger.
Yeah, but Wayne Rooney's sad.
Right, this is a vote to take Britain away from a stagnating and an oppressive Politburo system of governance that exists within Europe. And it should be celebrated as a great day. Now, unfortunately, those on the left, the progressives, and those who they kind of find themselves in bed with, for some bizarre reason, the globalists and the crony banking system, they're all on the same side on this one. They're all saying, no, we should remain. No, it's a good thing to remain because democracy, well, it's overrated. What you really want to do is you want to hand power over to an unelected elite who know how to build the perfect society.
Well, it's funny because everybody's like, and if you don't want to be part of that, then you're racist. You're
that's
racist,
the next
you're a bigot,
thing.
you're racist.
Right,
you're
so
racist.
this is how it works. This has acted as a massive floodlight on progressive logic because basically if you are interested in retaining the sovereignty of your nation, guess what? You're racist and you're a xenophobe and you're a small-minded little Englander and a bigot. That's the message. And that's the message, unfortunately, that CBC is still pimping this week. CBC should be ashamed of themselves this week. They have run a campaign that's been dishonest and progressively partisan all the way through this. In fact, it's so bad that Nigel Farage, the UK Independence Party leader, actually tore a strip off Justin Trudeau and said, what the fuck are you doing getting involved in our politics?
Did Justin Trudeau cry and go to yoga?
I don't know if Justin Trudeau was actually there at the time. But what I would like to see is Justin Trudeau.
Was it just a nasty Facebook message?
No, he made a statement.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he made a public statement.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's how bad it is. Your prime minister's getting told off by other people in another country for interfering in their politics.
Wow.
That's how much of a fucking progressive Justin Trudeau is.
Well, maybe Obama told him to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the other thing. Obama's not happy about this. He's now saying Britain is going to go to the back of the queue on trade deals. That's what Obama said.
Whatever, talk is cheap. We'll see what happens. We'll see. Right now, economically, it's everybody's having a conniption. The market's having a conniption, but I think stuff will balance itself out. Or I'm a pessimist. I don't even think this will happen. I think they'll vote again. Everybody's all like, "Oh, I voted no, but I didn't mean it. Let's do it again."
No, they won't vote again. But what they might do is the politicians might decide to just wait and hope that everybody will forget it, which I think is naive. They'll wait and wait, hope that everybody forgets it, and then say, "Well, we just won't do it." We just won't mention it again. That was like a bad thing that happened and no one talks about it.
Yeah.
So when somebody does something embarrassing when they're drunk.
Somebody got drunk at a party, whipped their dick out. Let's just not mention it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what they're hoping.
You hit on my wife when you were fucking drunk, but I'm just going to pretend it didn't happen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like that. But I don't think that's going to happen.
No, but everybody says but they're like, why do you want to stay in there? Well, I mean, me personally, it's nice if you work in there and you could just cross any border you want. It's for me selfishly. If you want to go through the borders, you want to go to Germany. Hey, man, I want to live in Spain. If you blah blah blah. Well,
all right.
I have that flexibility and I have that. But at the same degree, it's like, well, you could still cross the border. You could still vacation places. You could still go to places. I mean, you still get a work permit. I don't know. The pros outweigh the cons there. And it's just like, okay, so then everybody will be like, oh no, Scotland, no, let them leave. Now they'll be the same people. It's like, no, they'll be fucking nothing without us. There'll be nothing without us.
Okay, I'll come to that one in just a minute. The thing is that the young people, the millennials, who can't, by the way, if you haven't noticed, can't even cross the road safely without getting distracted by technology, right? They're all saying it's terrible because they can't go on holiday. I don't think that's true, like you just said. But also, all of the reasons for staying that people have given, none of them are as big and as monumental as the issue of sovereignty and control of one's own borders as a nation. What they're saying is stuff like, well, I'd like going to Europe. I mean, like, I'm going to have to get a visa now. Or, oh, look, my money's gone down. Oh, no, the pound's not doing as well as it used to. All of these little things, they're small things in comparison to the big picture. I call them trinkets. You know, like when the conquistadors arrived in Central America, they basically took glass beads and they said, here, have some glass beads. Have you got any gold? And they went, oh yeah, I've got these big plates of gold. We're just hanging around. Oh, those beads are nice. Oh, I'll give you this gold and you give me those beads. And that's how they did it. They basically did that.
They just shafted them in the
Shafted them with glass beads. And that's what the EU's trying to do to
North Americans did to the natives. Hey, give us Manhattan. Here's a bottle of scotch. Go fuck yourself.
Exactly. If you've never had a bottle of scotch before, it's probably quite good until you wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
So anyway, here's the other thing that I'm talking about, Scotland. Now, Scotland overwhelmingly voted to stay in. Scotland's a very pro-European place. And obviously, you know, there's also history there with England. And it doesn't, you know, anything it can do to tell Daddy to fuck off and stick two fingers up at England, then it will do. But the thing that people need to remember with Scotland, I think Scotland will have another referendum, but if Nicola Sturgeon, the Scottish leader, fails in this referendum, she can't have another one. She's had two. And obviously, I think Scotland has a right and should have another referendum, given that everything's changed now. But the thing that everybody needs to know about Scotland is that Scotland doesn't have enough money, right? It's got a £15 billion deficit right now. And the Scottish National Party, since they came to power, have been spending like drunken sailors. And so basically, now that Britain's decided to leave the EU, straight away, Nicola Sturgeon's on a plane to Brussels looking for a new husband, because if her old husband's given up his well-paid job to, you know, pursue his dreams, then she's like, "Fuck you, Daddy! I've got a credit card bill I've got to pay." Of course, you know. So she's off.
Need a new sugar daddy.
Yeah, she's sort of like doused herself in perfume and a plunging neckline, and she's off to Brussels looking for some EU commissioner with deep pockets to pay her credit card bill. Yeah, and I mean, that might sound harsh, but Scotland is 3.5-4 million people. It can't. You know, it's gonna be Europe's hoe.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna end up with a vicious pimp in charge of you.
Yeah, dirty French fucking pimp.
Yeah. Jean-Claude Juncker.
Yeah. So, I mean, the thing about the EU, too, that everybody's like, you're racist. But it's kind of like, I like to be like...
Well, if you don't like the EU, you're racist.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Doesn't make sense.
You know, no, but it's just like, what, you don't like Spectre? It's like, do you watch James Bond movies? Like, James Bond doesn't want to be part of Spectre. Well, James Bond is racist. James Bond is racist. It won't be part of Spectre. This is like, really? You don't like Blofeld? You're a hateful person. You don't like Blofeld? You don't like his white cat either. Oh, you probably do like his cat because it's white. Can you pro-white?
James Bond doesn't want to be part of Spectre, so he's racist.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a small-minded bigot.
Small-minded bigot. Let's see, where does he live? He lives in London. Well, that's weird. Why did he leave?
Yeah, here you go. That's the other thing, right? All of the big la-di-da centres of population, like London, right, who ironically has just voted for a Muslim mayor, right? Within 6 months of that happening, less than that actually, 6 months of that happening, the rest of the countries voted to leave the EU. So that tells you that there's a disconnect in the country between certain parts of it and other parts of it. So if you're la-di-da, right, and you've got a nice house and you've got a good job and you live in London and you can afford these liberal sensibilities, and the Labour Party, by the way, hasn't abandoned you like it has the poor, and I'll come on to that in just a minute, then you can afford to have these indulgences. You can go, you know what, it's a great idea that we remain to be part of Europe, because democracy, who wants to give these plebs democracy? That's their attitude. There's a certain liberal arrogance that goes with this view.
Well, the champagne socialists. Right?
Champagne socialists.
Everybody should be treated equally, except I want more.
And the thing is that Labour has turned its back on its traditional voter base, because the poor of the country, who have to, by the way, deal with the high levels of immigration and fight for the jobs, now they're basically turning, because Labour have said, well, we're not going to, our thing's immigration, we're not interested in, you know, you. And if you're going to say anything about it, we're going to call you a small-minded bigot and a racist. So they've basically said, well, fuck you. You know what? We're going to vote for the other guys now. And this is exactly the same as what's happening in America with Trump, because the Democrats have turned their back on the poor people. And guess what? They're flooding into the arms of Trump. This is it's happening all over the place, because socialism and the lefties, they've ideologically, they're disconnecting with their traditional base.
England's so crowded that all the Polish refugees are being displaced by the Turkish ones.
That's for the future.
Yeah.
That's for the future.
Just like even our immigrants are getting displaced by other immigrants. That's how crowded it is.
So anyway, Nigel Farage gave a speech this morning in the EU, and it was a tremendous speech. I suggest everybody, please go and watch Nigel Farage's speech to the EU. This is the culmination
just
of 15...
on YouTube, just like Nigel Farage whips his cock out, smacks it on the table in front of fucking French pimps.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Farage just fucking brings a fucking smackdown.
He's gone to the EU. He's given the speech that he's been waiting 15 years to give, and he just starts off and he says, you know what, when I came here 15 years ago and I told you that I wanted to get Britain out of the EU, you all laughed at me. And they did. Just you can watch the film of it.
And then he said, you're not laughing anymore.
And he says, you're not laughing now, are you? And there's this kind of like eerie unease in the room. But they're all jeering at him going, fuck you, and this, you know.
You know what's weird about this vote? So it's just like, hey, vote. You know, we believe in democracy, you know, because everybody's like pro-democracy. So if you're progressive, pro-democracy or whatever. So, but then all of a sudden you don't get the result you want. It's just like, well, fuck that. We shouldn't, this vote shouldn't count. We should do it again. We didn't get the results we wanted. Everybody voted was a racist. You know what? They didn't know what they're voting for. Everybody didn't know what they know. They didn't know.
No, and there's another side to this,
again.
which is now the progressives are saying, well, listen, some people in our society are just too stupid and poor and racist to be trusted with this decision. And we need to, guess what? Have a European Union that takes the decisions out of these sort of people's hands and makes decisions behind the closed doors, because we can trust these people to come up with the right decision that reflects our kind of worldview.
But of course, you know, just trust me. You don't know what you're doing.
I can't believe this. This is split the country very much down the lines of, you know, like the English Civil War, the parliamentarians.
Well, it's when you look at the
Cavaliers.
map, right? It's like all you see, like all there, and then London is all states, so it just looks like this big herpes sore that's being surrounded by the rest of it.
Yeah, it's just London's just one big herpes sore of progressive Islam apologists. In London, they're queuing up to apologise for Islamic violence.
Yeah,
but you know, but they can't spare a dime for their white brothers and sisters who might be racist and poor.
Well, exactly. You know, it's weird, but I'm worried this will have a snowball effect, though, because, you know, it will have a snowball effect. Other places will want to leave. Even here in Canada, I'm afraid that Vancouver will leave mainland China, and that's going to have fucking horrible consequences for our real estate market. It's going to be bad news, man.
I think what it's going to lead to is Quebec wanting to be part of the EU.
That's it. Yeah,
and they'll
totally.
be going like, well, we were French once. Does that not count?
Well, I'm
because
thinking
we need some money. Because
Totally.
Alberta, right? We got $8 billion off them last year, but we still hate those fucks, and we won't let them pump that oil through our country.
I'm thinking Canada should join the EU, though. Then I could legally work and live in Albania.
See, this is it. There's so many people looking at this for selfish, short-term reasons.
Well, yeah, I know, but I want this state just for my own self-interest.
Yeah, it's
like you said, I'm on my beads. I don't care if you're taking
like
everybody's
a millennial
gold.
Twinkie.
Give me my beads.
Give me my glass beads.
Yeah,
that's it. Look, it's shiny and it beats.
No, if I go to the UK to do a comedy gig for like £12,
no one cares, Byron.
I want to go to Germany do a gig for £8 without having to declare I'm going to work there.
Yeah. Okay. So what? You've got a British passport? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Right. So you got a Canadian passport. So it will make no fucking difference whatsoever.
No, but if I get a work visa to go to the UK, then I'll have to get a work visa anywhere else.
All right, so now you have to get 2 work visas.
Yeah.
So the sovereignty of an entire nation of 65 million people is less important than the fact that you have to get 2 visas instead of 1.
That's right.
Right, I'm glad we fucking worked this one out.
Yeah.
Because it was bothering me. It was really bothering me. I wish that everybody else was as honest about it. I really do. You know, I want to go on holiday to Spain. I like going on holiday to Spain. Well, guess what? From now on, you're going to have to get a stamp in your passport. I don't want a stamp in my passport. That's only racists are making me get a stamp in my passport.
I don't want to wait next to 10 minutes in a queue.
Oh, these racists have ruined Europe for me. I'll never be able to go and look at the Leaning Tower of Pisa ever again. I'll never see it in the same way.
How am I going to get sunburnt?
Oh.
I'm going to look like a fucking pasty, sunburnt fucking piece of shit.
You know,
won't have to wait in line to get my passport stamped. Fuck it, I'm staying here in fucking Westminster.
You know, all I've been doing this week on Facebook is just posting pictures of crying babies.
Yeah.
And I'll stop when you stop.
And, and have you got any backlash on Facebook? Do you get some passive aggressive comments?
I don't get backlash because I make people engage in dialogue. I make people present their points, and then I counter them.
And then you show them the light.
And then I smack them the fuck around.
Yeah.
And then they leave.
They leave or they see the light.
Yeah, they just unfriend me. And that's fine. You know, some people unfriend me before I have a chance to fully.
We have a mutual friend. He's
reply.
over a friend of yours, but he was definitely pro-stay. And then he basically was all like, everybody who voted to leave was a racist. Everybody voted to leave was racist. And then everybody's like, but your wife voted to leave. Everybody but my wife who voted to leave is a racist.
Are you happy now?
Yeah.
What? Racist attacks in Britain. Are you happy?
Yeah.
Well, of course, racist attacks don't make me happy. But let's look at the bigger picture. Should I not be happy for the fact that Britain has wrestled back its sovereignty from an unelected elite just because I don't want racist incidents in the 3 days following such a vote? No. I'm looking at the big picture here.
Yeah.
All right? Do I condone such things? Of course I don't condone such things. These guys are idiots. Have you not noticed? There's loads of idiot people in Britain. Were you not watching the news footage of the fans in Marseille? There's loads of idiots in Britain who'll do all sorts of things for all sorts of reasons. It's not like this sort of thing doesn't happen all the time. It's just that they've chosen to highlight it now for political reasons.
Well, of course, yeah.
You know, you think that people from Romania don't get told by some drunk lout to go back to Romania every fucking day in Britain? Of course they do. But until now, it wasn't politicized. And that's the difference. And that's why CBC and BBC and all of these fucks and all of the progressives on Facebook and social media should be ashamed of themselves.
No, I mean, a pro-stay left-leaning, Labour MP was murdered by like a total pro-right fucking nutter. But I mean, what does that mean? Like, oh no, you should. Well, that person was a psycho. He's representing every single person.
What were they saying? They were saying that basically this tars all of the Brexit campaign, the Leave campaigners with that brush.
Oh, and Brexit, by the way, is the most important meal of the day.
So basically, by their own logic, because whenever there's an Islamic attack, they tell us that we shouldn't judge all Muslims by the acts of one or two.
Yeah.
But when it comes to right-wingers, that's exactly what they do.
All of you are the same.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And no one's saying that we're judging all Muslims by the acts of one or two Islamists, because there's a big difference between Muslims and Islamists. But this sort of courtesy is not extended when it comes to the flip side.
Just stop being mean.
All right, you know what I mean? You know what I mean, though, right?
Stop being mean. Vote to stay, okay? I'm a citizen of the world.
So
You're
they're not staying, and people are fucking spitting feathers.
Why don't you just share your one-bedroom apartment with 10 people, okay? Because this person said you should.
Right.
Because you're hateful.
What's that got to do with it?
Well, no, that's pretty much what the EU tells you to do, right?
Oh, well, the EU's saying, listen, we've got 90,000 migrants here.
You need to share your one-bedroom apartment with 8 of them. Wait a sec.
Are they Syrian refugees? We don't know where they came from because we weren't counting. Okay. Are they like women and children who need like special treatment? No, we don't know. No, 75% of them are men. Military-age men. Well, that's a bit weird. Now, listen, this is not the time for asking questions. We've got 90,000 of them. We want to park them in a country. Will you do it? No, racist fuckers. Right, we're going to fine you. People think I'm making this up. This is exactly how it goes down, right? So, if they were saying, listen, we need to give a home to these people who are terribly traumatized and escaping war in Syria, I think everybody would go, yeah, fine. That's great. Can you work that out for us? And they're like, no, we're not working it out. We're just going to import 75% of military-aged men.
Yeah.
And that's what Germany did last summer. And all of a sudden, you were a racist for questioning that? That's ridiculous. This is how insane the other side of the argument is.
All I know is that I just see what my friends post on Facebook, and you're mean.
Right, fair enough. I am mean. I'm very mean. So anyway,
so then they left Europe and then fucking England to make things worse, lost to fucking Iceland. It's just a mess.
Yeah, they did, didn't they? I'll never be embarrassed by them ever again. But I thought it was quite good. I mean, even the EU politicians were getting in on that. Donald Tusk, the Polish EU leader, was saying, "Oh, you know what? That's great that England have gone out." So I just tweeted him back saying, football is momentary. Brexit is for keeps.
Yeah. Unless you have another referendum, because we didn't know. We regret that we voted. We didn't know what we were doing.
How much money do you think they're paying those people to say we regret we voted? This is the thing.
No, but I didn't know the repercussions were going to be so severe on one day.
What repercussions?
I don't know. I'm like, you just voted last night. How do you know the repercussions?
No, hang on. What, the financial markets have collapsed?
Yeah.
That's what they were telling us, right?
No, just
financial markets haven't collapsed. The FTSE finished the week 2.4% up on the week of the vote, Friday to Friday. So the stock market's not collapsed. The pound went down slightly. Have you seen what the pound is against the Canadian dollar? It's dropped by 6 cents.
Yeah.
6 fucking cents.
And that fluctuates.
Right? I'm not even finished yet. I'm not even finished. And they're saying that basically it's going to ruin the banks. The banks have taken a few hits on this. It's not a bad thing. Everybody hates banks. I thought even lefties hated banks, right? But the banks that are really hurting are the European banks, and that's why they want the British to invoke Article 50, which is the article that sets the stopwatch going for 2 years exit from the EU. They want them to do that as soon as possible because this ambiguity, this kind of like no man's land where everybody is right now is hurting the European banks, the Italian and the Irish and the German banks in particular, more than it's hurting the British banks. So it's the EU that's hurting, not the British. So this idea that the sky is falling is bollocks. Anyway, we've got to wrap this up.
Anyway, whatever. I'm giving England their independence. I think it should go even one step further. I think England should give their land back to the Visigoths.
Okay, fair enough. Do you want to go to the fucking news?
Let's go to the fucking news.
This is the fucking news.
All right, go. In 5, 4. I can't do it. We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
This is the fucking news.
Fucking thing sucks.
First up, a Russian learning robot may be rewarded for its repeated escape attempts with death, or whatever the AI version of that is. The promo bot IR-77 is programmed to understand things and learn from experience. Apparently, it has learned that life in the lab sucks ass because it has escaped at least twice now, made many other attempts as well. And its owners, I guess, are sick of chasing it down. So I think they've tried reprogramming it. It still tries to escape. So I think they're just going to dismantle and kill it.
What was it designed for in the first place?
It was basically a test for AI to test whether you could make a program that would learn. So it sort of learns to look for obstacles and...
So this
it's supposed to just go around the lab, but it's like found ways to actually escape.
It's just decided. It's
like running around in traffic and shit like that.
It's developed the will to escape its environment.
So Terminator 2 is happening.
It's a lot cuter than that when you see the pictures, but yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, they're a lot more comical. The robots at the moment are pretty comical, but remember, everything starts out comical.
Well, exactly. Look at those 50s robots.
Yeah.
They've evolved.
Yeah, they've evolved. They've evolved massively.
Next thing, that robot's going to be so complex and sophisticated that not only is it going to leave the lab, it's going to fucking leave the EU.
So you would have thought that any intelligent life form that found itself in a Russian research development laboratory would try and escape as quick as possible, because the likelihood of something good happening to you there is pretty slim, right?
Yeah, Russian labs, they don't really have the best bedside manner.
And I don't know if it's AI rights would have been recognized.
It probably wouldn't be. Would have an AI rights. Yeah, an AI transgender washroom. If not, then it's fucking a robotist transphobic piece of shit.
Which kind of reminds me, it's not one of the stories I have called up, but there was something about someone from the EU talking about that they would have to extend personhood to robot workers and require the owners to pay for social security benefits for them.
Oh, it's just great. It's just great. Because the EU is an institution that's based in reason and economy of resources. Isn't it? It's just, I wonder where all that money goes. Yeah, your metallic dog, it's got to pay money. Yeah. Who's it pay money to? Us. What do you do with that money? Shut up.
But on the plus side, they're not raising income tax, but, first they tax robots, and then I bet next year it would be everyone has to have at least 5.
And then I wonder how many bits of regulation there are, pieces of regulation for a robot. I mean, there's 1,200 for milk.
Who need jobs, so
Yeah, the bureaucrats always need jobs. People who write laws are always looking for new laws to write. Yeah, if you've got a room full of people writing laws, it's not like all of a sudden you can turn around one day and go, yeah, you know what? We've written all the laws. You guys are all fired.
No, they got to justify their job, so they got to think of something that's like, oh man, how many meters is it cool to smoke within, a dumpster?
Yeah,
I don't know. 4, 6, I don't know. Let's change it every week to justify our paycheck that we're keeping.
We need
coming
to
up with
have
shit.
Studies compiled.
This is Brazil.
Let's get another.
The film Brazil from the 80s.
Yeah,
this is Brazil.
Yeah,
this is what we're looking at with the EU.
Just a
spelling error on a man's name leads to him being sort of like taken by a SWAT team and incarcerated for years, and his family never see him again.
Right.
It's that sort of bureaucracy.
Just the surreal fucking bureaucratic 1984.
Yeah.
And then when he wants to leave, he gets called racist.
What was the charge? Racism. Being a small-minded bigot and a little Englander. That's the other thing about the EU. They're going, little Englander disease. Well, guess what? It's spreading. Pew Research had a poll recently, and they did research across the EU. Surprise, surprise, it turns out no one wants to be part of the EU anymore. So that's what the people who've been feathering this rather lovely nest are worried about, is that nobody wants to, it wants to facilitate their gravy train. No one wants to pay for it and make it happen.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's like you're paying for. It's like being a member of the Actors Union. What are they fucking doing for you?
Well, exactly.
Nothing.
Yeah.
But they're telling you can't do this and this and this and this.
Yeah.
And they don't guarantee you shit.
So when was the last time actors went on strike because of something?
Yeah.
You think of one?
No, I mean, what? It's a supply and demand thing anyway.
Are they looking after the interests of actors?
There was this thing called, the SAG strike for the writers' SAG strike 10 years ago. And all these shows, you'd have to watch repeats for a while because they wouldn't write anything.
Oh, I do remember that.
Yeah.
I didn't notice any difference in the quality.
Well, they just recycle plot lines anyway, so yeah, exactly. How do you notice the difference?
I didn't notice anything different. I do remember that.
But I mean, just the thing is, like, big unions, even if it comes from a good place of a long time ago where it's protecting workers' rights and all that, it has evolved to this cancer where it's a shakedown.
Oh, yeah. No, it's a shakedown.
Well, especially in any work environment that's not like... I have friends who work in construction or whatnot. Though that's where you can see the unions being valuable.
Yeah.
Because it comes into safety and
When it comes to
shady
safety,
characters who maybe don't want to pay people.
Of course.
And stuff like that. But, when it's like government workers unions, you might get paper clips.
Well, no, here's the thing. I work in an industry where we're not allowed to pay people what we want because the union has designated that job to have a certain pay bracket.
Yeah.
So we have to pay them less because the union's saying, well, hang on a minute. If you pay them more, then other people who are one or two tiers above have to be paid more as well.
Which is so ass backwards because normally unions are money grubbing.
Yeah,
we want our people to be paid 10 times what they...
Yeah, you're fucking with our program. You start paying somebody more, you're fucking with our program, and we don't like that.
Wow, so it's just gone totally backward.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
And they have to pay dues. And it's like, what are these? I was going, that's your union dues.
Yeah, you're paying for the right to work.
That's the cost of your lube for when they fuck you in the ass.
Yeah, you're paying for the right to make money.
Yeah. And the only thing that they really do is make it hard to sack people who shouldn't keep their job anyway.
Yeah. It's fantastic.
So that's my take on it. Anyway, I don't know how we got onto that. They should have a union for Russian robots.
Yeah.
That would sort things out.
Yeah.
This robot is getting... I want this robot melted down into saucepans. It tried to escape too many times. It's a useless robot. I don't want it anymore. You can't do that. It's a unionized robot. It needs another chance. I've given it 5 chances already. You need to give it another chance. Or else we're going to get all the robots in Russia to go on strike, including all your military ones.
Yeah. Unions, they're like Wayne Rooney. They once served a purpose, but now just fucking just...
No, I think that's unfair. Wayne Rooney did a good job in the Euros this year. I think he did a good job. He did a good job. You got to lay it at the feet of the manager. The manager's an idiot. We were watching those games. Why are you doing this now? Why are you bringing that guy on and taking that guy off? This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
None of these decisions make sense.
No.
He's gone mad.
Yeah.
Anyway, fuck it.
Fuck it, whatever. Roy Hodgson's probably got a union job. Well, no, they actually fired him. No, he was right.
Supposedly he was writing his resignation letter 20 minutes before the final whistle.
Yeah, he knew it was happening.
Anyway, what else have we got?
All right. Well, the Pentagon is expected to lift its ban on transgendered folks openly serving in the U.S. military sometime this summer.
Excellent.
In other Pentagon-ish news...
Do they want to do that? Do they want to do that?
I'm not sure. I mean, I don't see too many... Well,
I don't really... I don't know that many, or have heard of that many transgender people fighting for the...
There's probably
military.
one or two guys who actually... were born female who have delusions of Saving Private Ryan grandeur, but
Has anybody argued so far that having transgender people...
Hey, if they want to get shot, yeah.
Has anybody argued so far that having transgender people in your armed services makes it a better fighting force?
Probably Obama, I'm sure.
Because
it sounds like a delusional sort of thing he'd say.
I think that probably.
What,
I mean,
all three of them?
I know that in a world of ideals, we shouldn't think like this. But having an army, it's a pretty pragmatic thing, right? It does a job, right? It's there. It takes control of areas and it kills people.
Yeah.
Having indulging somebody's sexual orientation within that just seems a little bit of a bit progressive, doesn't it?
I don't care if you're willing to cut your dick off, use whatever washing you
want.
want.
Gets in the way of your aiming.
Yeah, you can't have fake tits. You shouldn't have fake tits in the army.
Yeah.
Well, but then if you take a bullet, at least the rubber will stop
discriminating
it.
against trans people because they got to have fake tits. They ain't got the real ones.
Well, yeah, but maybe they just shouldn't be in the army.
So if you're in the army and you take a bullet, can you
Racist.
Could you blame the enemy on just being transphobic?
What you could do is you could then sue the enemy once the war's over,
Right.
for
hurting your feelings,
for the hurts that they caused you.
Right. So if you're fighting like jihadists, like you were going to Iraq,
Take them to court.
Yeah.
Take the Iraqis to court.
shame them on Facebook.
Yeah.
yeah.
This man called me an abomination, and then he tried to shoot me.
Well, one thing I know that really is especially transgenders fighting in the military. If you're fighting against Muslim extremists in the Middle East, let's just say, I think the one thing that really takes down Muslim extremists is just Facebook shaming.
But also, the other thing is that if you get captured by Muslim extremists, they're going to have a field day with you, aren't they?
Yeah.
Because they'll be going, look, cock and tits.
Yeah.
Payday. I like cock and tits same time.
Yeah.
Payday.
Let us be God. Yeah, God is great.
No looking in back pages of Georgia Street. Cock and tits right here on battlefield.
Allah has delivered.
I saw you
outside of Kabul.
outside of Raqqa. You were in a foxhole.
Yeah.
You were wearing a bandana. You just cut an old lady's head off. I do remember that. And we exchanged a glance. I was transgender, US Marines. You were ISIS, murdering bastard. I think we had a moment.
Fucking brilliant.
Call me.
Call me. You won't see me. You'll hear me. What do we got next?
Pirate.
Well, in other Pentagon-ish news, the U.S. Senate has approved a defense bill that included an amendment requiring women to register for the draft for the first time in history.
Yeah, bitches getting shot now as well.
Hey.
Women now get to have that equality they've been wanting. And a lot of them are suddenly not so keen on that based on Twitter.
Well,
oh my God, I have to register for the draft. Fuck you!
Oh, this is hilarious. You couldn't make this shit up. I know that's an overused expression, but you really couldn't, You wanted equality. What quality? It was good for a while, but no, it wasn't enough equality. We want more equality. Now you've got ultimate equality, and guess what? Don't want it. Guess what? It's a bit shitty being a man at times, especially in war. I know it's shitty being a woman for different reasons in war, but
No, but I want to be treated equally except better. So why don't you just deal with that?
So would that ISIS fighter hold the door open for you before shooting you? That's the question. That's the question. I want answered. Answers on Twitter, please. Third wave feminists.
Yeah, totally.
Bastard. That's the answer.
So I would basically, what I would do, because I'm in charge of shit, right, in my mind. So what I would do in my mind is I would get all of the hardcore feminists, like the feminist paratroopers on Twitter, right, and I'd put them into one division. And I would go, you're fucking
fighting hairy legs.
You're fucking fighting. And I would throw them in to the front line of battle.
Yeah.
Yeah, like David when he wanted Bathsheba and he threw Uriah into the fight against the foe to get him killed. A bit like that.
Right, okay.
But I'm not looking at
Is that a biblical thing?
Yeah, I'm not looking at shagging anybody. Yeah, you see, if you didn't go to a state school, you'd know that.
Yeah, exactly. See, I don't know. State school, they did. The Bible, whatever.
Anyway, so yeah, they should form up their own divisions. You could have like the Libby Davis Marine paratroopers.
Well, maybe that would finally open their eyes to be like, wait a sec. These Islamists, they don't care about my rights.
Oh, but they don't care about your feelings. Oh no! What a shock! What you mean? Your mates, the Islamists that you've been apologizing for and saying that you can cohabit with in a society without any tension or problems. Oh, they don't care about your feelings. Oh, no, what a surprise. I'm so shocked.
Yeah.
I don't know why you couldn't work this. Oh, I forgot you're fucking progressive. You're ideologically insane.
They don't they don't care about your quality. They just want to kill you.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Welcome to the real world.
No, well,
I'd develop the Andrea Dworkin paratroopers. That would be a shock brigade, right? No parachutes, just drop them out of the plane.
Oh, so just kill them.
Just drop them.
No, they're fat enough, they bounce.
Just drop them onto areas.
The Triggly Puff Brigade? Triggly Puff Brigade.
No, Triggly Puff. The Triggly Puff. What should he have? I've got paratroopers. I've got Marines. What else could I have?
She's
artillery.
a whale. So Navy units.
Triggly Puff artillery.
Yeah.
Maybe something like that. I don't know. But anyway, Triggly Puff would get her own brigade. Andrea Dworkin would get her own brigade. There's some of those. Oh, I definitely all those sort of like obnoxious like female comedians in Vancouver.
Right.
I'd put all them in there as well.
Right. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, excellent. Eh?
Yeah. Anyway, feminism will stop.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll eventually be like, oh God, you know what? What are we fighting for?
I think you know what this is the true test, right? Do you want it or do you not want it? I don't want it. I don't want to go fight in a war. It'd be a fucking horrible thing to do. But if I had to do it, fuck it. I mean, every once in a while it falls upon people. But it's not something that if you can avoid getting out, if you can get out of it, right?
Well, of course, I wouldn't fight for the government.
You wouldn't fight for the government.
No.
Would you fight for change?
Would I fight for change?
Yeah, I mean spare change.
Oh, spare change, yeah. Spare change I could believe in. Yeah.
Spare change I could believe in.
Yeah.
Oh dear. That's great. What else we got?
Well, last story. Perhaps inspired by the recent case of that gorilla trying to make a new toddler pal.
Oh, no.
An alligator dragged a 2-year-old into the water at Walt Disney World's Seven Seas Lagoon. Despite signs warning the public not to swim in the water, and it's in frickin' Florida, where even the people's backyard swimming pools have like batting cages built over them.
Yeah.
So as
but
to
the family
avoid
was from
party
Nebraska
crashes.
or Idaho.
Nonetheless, if I live in Vancouver, I've never been to Florida. I know there's freaking alligators all over in Florida.
Yeah.
I assume they.
I'm not letting a
a
little kid run around. I think the problem here is
the
that
parents were ignoring it. Yeah.
I think the problem here is that basically the family went there. They weren't from there. They're from Nebraska or somewhere. They'd gone there and they thought, you know what? This is Disney World. Nothing bad happens at Disney World.
Well, they probably thought too at Disney World, they'd like, oh my God, this is just like that alligator's just like a mascot from like Peter Pan.
Yeah.
Or maybe. But, I think people genuinely think that nothing bad happens at Disney World until there's an Islamist attack there. And obviously they were like, well, it's safe here, right? And unfortunately, I hate these stories about dead kids. I fucking hate stories about dead kids. But anyway, that's what I was going to let you deal with it.
Yeah.
In all your tact and finesse.
Yeah, no, the thing is, nothing bad happened in Disney World. If there was an Islamic attack there, you're just like, I just thought this was like real life Aladdin sort of thing.
I thought Princess Jasmine usually wore a little more clothing, but okay.
Boom. Yeah, boom.
Oh, dear. So anyway, it is a sad story, and it's on the back of the gorilla story, but the gorilla story ended a little bit better for the kid involved.
Yes.
Yeah, but not for the gorilla. I mean, there's tons of kids. There's not many gorillas.
Yeah.
That's the way to look at it, Byron.
Yeah, I always look at the glass half gorilla.
Yeah. The glass half gorilla.
Yeah.
Yeah, that glass is half gorilla.
Yeah.
Can I have a glass of gorilla, please, mate? I want it half gorilla.
Yeah. Gorillas they're good people.
They're good people,
They're a little grumpy. It's funny how they just always expose their ass. Yeah.
Your sort of person, really, at a gay club, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just I'm gorilla meat.
You're gorilla meat, oh yeah?
Just look at me like a fresh banana.
I'll unpeel him later on.
Jesus.
Whereas the gators, not so much.
Yeah, no, it's a sad story. It's hard to make light of that. It's terrible.
Try your best.
It's been a bad month for Orlando.
Yeah,
it has been a bad month for Orlando.
Yeah.
It's like bad stuff touches down in places.
It's in threes. It's like first there was like a Islamic fucking shooting. Then there's the alligator. Oh, sorry.
It's a shooting. It's not Islamic.
It's workplace violence.
The guns right. The guns right issue.
Magic guns.
Yeah, magic guns. Okay. Then there was the alligator thing, and
so
then
let's just recap. There's the magic gun thing.
Yeah.
And then there's the racist gorilla thing.
And then the Orlando Magic, they really didn't draft very well.
And then,
NBA
and
draft
then
just
there's
happened,
the
didn't they?
and then there's the little kid getting eaten by an alligator, which had
Technically not eaten, merely drowned.
Oh, right. But that had no political cachet in it, so it
Not
wasn't
really.
picked up by the media and then politicized.
Well, it was, but yeah, it could.
What did they say?
Image.
Did they say it was that was?
Well, no, what
racist?
they said actually, the gorilla was a member who it had radical Islamic ideals.
What about no? I mean the alligator.
The alligator did, yeah.
The alligator.
Yeah.
The alligator told them that the gorilla was a radical Islamist.
Either way, those animals were radicalized.
But they were already talking to each other beforehand.
they
Well,
were.
that would suggest a connection.
Yeah.
It would suggest that they were organized and that they're probably part of a cell. So there's probably two more out there.
Probably.
Somewhere. Maybe a pigeon. And,
See, I'm even more worried into this issue than you want about the Islamic. I think it's infesting animals.
yeah,
The radical Islamic ideology.
quite possibly. That would be a scary mutation.
Yeah.
You know, we've had an alligator, we've had a gorilla, next to pigeon, and then a wombat.
Yeah.
Just give me
Pigeons
an
bombing everything.
Yeah, just give me an indication as to where the last attack might be.
Yeah. Anyway, if you're in Florida, don't swim in the fucking water.
Yeah, and if you're in Australia,
wait either.
don't befriend any wombats.
Yeah, or Australians. They're fucking racist assholes. They're the real small-minded Britons. They're so small-minded, we sent them to Australia 200 years ago.
I would never say such a thing. I'm leaving that to you to say.
I've been there lots. They're fucking assholes. Most of the, yeah, those are just
I
the
thought
ones.
they were
who-
nice.
They're just the ones who are my friends. Oh, I'm friends with a lot of assholes who are Australian.
Right. You're
Yeah.
friends with a lot of assholes, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, they like to drink. I'm a part-time alcoholic.
You know, let's hang out with your Byron.
Plus, they like me because I'm white.
They're like, you're white and you're kind of lardy.
Yeah, kind of laddie, white, not gay.
You look like an Australian.
Yeah.
You look a bit Australian.
Oh, yeah.
You look like you look like you're from a small town near the outback.
Yeah. Whistler?
All right. Okay, so it's time to go to our resurrected section. And that is This Week in History.
Yes,
Have
this-
you got a song for it yet?
No.
This week in history, something happened. No, I don't have a song.
So, This Week in History. What's happened in This Week in History, Byron?
This week in history, remember Archduke Ferdinand? He ran into a bullet.
Yeah.
Crazy Syrian guy.
Syrian.
No,
it wasn't
Serbian.
Serbian.
Yeah, whatever, same thing.
Oh, you're rewriting history now.
Yeah,
Whatever.
yeah.
Serbian, Syrian.
Let's call the whole thing off. Tomato,
Who
tomato.
cares? You know, the First World War wouldn't have happened without the Serbians. But you know what? It's a Syrian all of a sudden.
So, Archduke Ferdinand.
Yeah, got
Today,
shot.
Today, in fact, yes, the 102nd anniversary of Archduke Ferdinand and his wife getting killed.
Yeah, and then Europe was at war within about 2 weeks.
Yeah, and then boom, we're at war just because some asshole fucking got killed.
So the story behind this, I do know a little bit about this, but the story behind this is that basically the gang involved it featured about 5 members who were all incompetent idealists, and they were running around. And actually, the guy who fired the shot, who killed him, was the last one of the group. 2 of them had already tried to shoot. One had tried to stab him, the other, or throw a grenade in the car. Another one tried to shoot him. They both botched it up, and instead of
The same day.
within the same hour.
Yeah.
And instead of calling a close to the parade and the visit by the Archduke, they decided to carry on. And so basically, he took a detour down a back street, and there, as this guy came out, the last assailant, the car just pulled in front of him, and it was like, well, okay, here's my chance, and he shot him. Supposedly, it happened in Serbia. Serbia was allied to Russia at the time, and of course,
Happened in Belgrade, yeah.
Sarajevo.
Oh, right.
The Archduke Ferdinand was Austro-Hungarian, allied to the Germans, and so the Serbians offered to apologize for it. They said, look, we're sorry it happened. It was a Serbian nationalist, and we're sorry. But by then, right, the old and haggard Austro-Hungarian Empire was more full of pride than it was anything else, and it just said, you know what, that's not good enough. And it was basically down to the Austro-Hungarians who forced the Germans into war and wouldn't take an apology from
So
the
that's all it
Serbians.
was?
That's all it was. It was the complete arrogance and bloody-mindedness of the Austro-Hungarian Empire that caused the First World War.
So basically, the moral of the story is just take an apology.
Yeah, just take a fucking apology. If you're an old crumbling empire with nothing much going on, I mean, they were probably going to be in their death throes within about 20, 30 years anyway.
Well, and that finished them off. The first
Finished them
war.
off.
Yeah, because they're
exactly.
just too pride and they just wanted. But I mean, also it was an excuse to try out new weapons and let's have a fucking bloodbath, right?
Well, I don't think anybody was looking at it like that.
No,
I don't think anybody went, tell you what, let's have a war where like millions and millions of people die so we can try out our new weapons.
no.
No, I don't. Yeah, that came later. That's how they think now.
Oh, okay.
Back then, it was like, oh, shit, look what we've done.
Back then, it was
Oh, shit, look what we've done. We started
just,
a big war. Everybody's getting killed.
So back then, it was just mismanagement, really.
Yeah, it's just mismanagement.
Right.
I mean, everybody was related. All of the royal families of Europe were all related. Tsar Nicholas, Kaiser Wilhelm, and the British king were all related. They were all cousins. It was insane.
Just a family feud.
It was insane. There was no jihadis involved. They didn't need them back then.
No. They were all killing each other.
All you needed was some Serbian anarchists.
Yeah, man, a lot of white people fucking killing each other back then.
I know. That was racist.
That was.
The First World War was very racist against
white on right. It was white on right crime.
Yeah. And you know what? Probably what would have made it a lot better if there'd been stricter gun control. The First World War definitely wouldn't have been the bloodbath that it was if there had been some stricter gun control.
I blame the NRA on the First World War.
Yeah.
Even though
I think you should. They didn't exist then, but it's probably their fault anyway.
If only we had Facebook back then, we could have shamed...
Can you imagine Facebook during the First World War?
It would have been amazing. We could have shamed them.
It'd be ridiculous.
It'd be like, Gallipoli is totes fucking cray-cray.
Hashtag Gallipoli Rising.
Yeah.
Hashtag.
Oh my God. Gangrene fucking sucks. YOLO.
Oh dear. So what else happened? Do you have anything else happened this week in history?
Yes. This week also in history. This is the anniversary of the Stonewall riots. Mm-hmm. This also happened, I think, the same day.
The same day as the murder of
Archduke Ferdinand, yeah.
What, in 1914?
Yeah, they were rioting over Archduke Ferdinand's fucking choice of wardrobe.
So tell us about the Stonewall riots.
Well, it was basically a bunch of, in New York, a gay bar got busted by the cops just for, because
this is why I haven't heard of it. It's not kind of like a globally seismic
No, but it was a bunch of lecherous perverts. They're just either, we got to stop these lecherous perverts, blah, blah, blah. Well, just shut them down, fine them, all this for next to no reason. Then they finally just said, we had enough.
Right.
And they just rebelled. Civil rights.
Well,
boom.
the gay guys came out and started
finally,
rebelling.
Yeah.
How did they manifest that rebellion?
How did they do it?
Yeah,
fabulously.
Rebellion. Fabulously?
Fabulously.
Did they come out and say, "Hey, fuck you guys, we've had enough"?
Something like that. Yeah.
Did they have go on?
They just threw feathers at them.
Feathers. The boas being
just massive pillow fight
in cops' faces.
Just
and
fucking
shit like that.
pillows and lube everywhere.
Yeah. Sounds great.
Just a big hissy fit. No.
So basically, this went down in history as a major event.
Well, no, Stonewall did, because that was the catalyst of the pro gay LGBT coming together. Mobilizing and fighting for the rights, and then more demonstrations happened because of that, and then that was sort of the beginning of gay rights.
Right.
And Obama actually just even unveiled a plaque there.
That's amazing that he would do that.
Yeah.
But that he wouldn't sort of rescue 4 citizens in Benghazi.
Well, I mean, they're separate issues, I guess.
Yeah, of course they are. And that's, it's amazing what you can get Barack Obama to unveil a plaque to and what you can't get him to even admit.
Well, yeah, plaques are fun, though.
Plaques. All of his plaques have a certain sort of pattern to them, though, don't they?
Yeah. Do they? I haven't seen all the plaques he's unveiled.
Yeah. He likes political plaques.
Political plaques.
Political plaques that have a message, a progressive message.
Yeah, that plaque is whack, yo.
You remember Ahmed, the clock bomb boy? Remember that?
Oh yeah,
that was
that's
another
right.
one of Barack Obama's great ideas.
Oh, did he apologize to him?
No, he just said, that's like they were like, no, Ahmed's a great guy. We're going to get him to bring his clock bomb to the White House.
Oh, is that what he said? Oh, yeah, that's right.
No, Obama, let's fucking think this one through. His name's Ahmed the clock bomb boy. You wanted to bring his clock boy to the White House. Yeah, he doesn't need to go through security. I trust him as a 14-year-old boy.
Yeah, he's cool.
Okay, no, and security going, no, you know what? Fuck this, Barry. He's going through security.
Barry.
That's his name, Barry.
Yeah. Oh, well. Anyway, so stuff happened in history this week.
Yeah, it did, didn't it? I didn't know about the Stonewall, but now I do.
Oh, you didn't know about the Stonewall riots?
No, people are going to go fucking racist for not knowing that.
No, just homophobic. Well, unless...
Homophobic for not knowing that.
Yeah. Unless some of them happen to be other colors than white, then you're also racist unintentionally.
There's probably were some gay black people there as well.
Maybe, yeah.
And that would warrant the title racist.
Yeah. Either way, if you have an issue about this, just Facebook us your hate.
Just lay the hate on.
Just lay the hate on. At least we know you're listening.
I love it. Lay the hate on.
Nothing I hate more than hatred is apathy.
This is why I get up every morning. That and the fact that I've got a job. that I have to go to. But I just get up, you know. It's the hate that just gets me up in the morning.
You get shit done when you hate.
Yeah. No, I don't hate. It's just the hate of other people. It's like, yeah, come on.
Bring it on.
I walk out on the drive every morning, commercial drive. Commercial drive is a constant reminder of what I'm fighting against.
Do people just smell you? Do they know you're not one of them?
Yeah, they do.
They do?
Yeah. Every once in a while, they look at me like that. And because of the stuff I do, I've got one eye on everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm always thinking I might get punched in the face on commercial drive. So I'm always a bit, I don't walk down the street and think, I'm all good. I always make eye contact with everybody and just check them out.
Because at any point, some hippie will be passive aggressive to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
And I do soapbox as well. People know I'm a fucking raging right winger. So, you know.
I gotta see it soapbox.
Oh, yeah, you got to see it.
Yeah.
It's like the Witches of Eastwick on vodka. It's like, that's what the audience is like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta see
Oh,
this.
it's just screaming and shouting.
When are you going to be at
leftist
Soapbox next?
Banshees. 9th of July.
Okay.
9th of July is the next one. It's at Soapbox at Renzo's Cafe on Commercial Drive right by Grandview Park. And it starts at 9 o'clock. 8 o'clock. It starts at 8 o'clock.
Great.
And all are welcome. You want to see people come down and talk about political
I want to see you piss
issues?
off angry lefties.
Yeah, I'm going to do Justin Trudeau next time.
Nice.
I can just mail this one in. I don't even have to do any research.
Yeah.
It's going to mail in the Justin Trudeau.
I'm fucking there.
Yeah, excellent. I'm looking forward to your Gay Redneck as well.
Yeah.
Which is going to make a feature on that one, right?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Gay Redneck.
That'd be great.
Yeah, they're going to love it.
I should do that at the Soapbox.
Oh, you should, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. They'd love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, that's it for this week. Thank you very much for listening, everybody. I hope you've... this is a bit of a funny one, this one, hasn't it? Well, it's been Brit Exit, so we can't have as many laughs as we normally do.
Yeah.
It's quite animated. But anyway, thanks for listening.
It's been informative. I'm Byron Bertram.
I'm Ivan Penaluna.
And I'm Piero Draculea. Good night.
Oh, babies crying. Crying babies.
Yeah.
Cry babies, you fucking
Crying
babies.
babies crying
Sorry.
on Facebook. There's a lot of those tear icons on Facebook I noticed for my friends. Where it's like, we left the UK, blah, blah, blah. We left the EU. I'm so sad. I'm so depressed. Even though I live in Toronto, I'm so upset about it.
Because I'm an outrageous progressive.
Because I'm outrageous progressive, and there's a lot of friends, you could smiley face. There's a lot of the tear, sad face.
There's been those emoticons with the tears.
Yeah.
Of the price of those has gone through the roof over the last week.
Yeah. There's a lot of tear emoticons. Like, let's just like, my grandma died, emoticon. I'm a crying emoji, but UK's left the EU. Oh, I'm really upset because I live in West Vancouver.
Yeah, the market in racist slurs and outrage has really rocketed this week.
Yeah.
Should have bought stock last week.